Hey, welcome back to the Rules Guru. I'm Tara.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
Today we're going to be covering the consequence of when an attacker breaks on a penalty corner. So Alicia, can you explain this new consequence?
So the difference between the new rule and the old rule is that when an attacker breaks the circle by grounding a foot or a stick before the ball is injected, it's actually the person injecting the ball that's sent back to halfway rather than the person who's broken the circle.
Okay, so previously the attacker who broke would get sent to halfway, but now we're saying the consequence is the injector goes to halfway.
Yeah, correct. They're sent back to halfway for that corner and any subsequent corner, and the attacking team will need to bring in a new person to inject the ball. The penalty corner is commenced once the injector has pushed the ball off the baseline and it is in the field of play in the circle.
So just to clarify, once the ball has been moved, even if the injector mishits it, the ball is now in play.
The rule does not change when the injector is in motion. The penalty corner commences once the ball is in motion.
Until the ball is in motion, all attackers from the attacking group on the circle must stay outside of the white line. That includes stick, feet, any part of their body.
So Alicia, what happens if one of the attacker's sticks is inside the circle?
In most cases, it's the trapper, happens to touch the ground inside the circle. Technically, it is a break. However, it doesn't impact on play, and it's something that we wouldn't send the injector back to halfway for. On the next available opportunity, maybe the next penalty corner, speak to the trapper and say, just hold your stick outside the circle.
So in a similar regard, what happens if the trapper's foot or fingers are on the line?
This is interpreted the same way. It has very little impact on play. If their fingers are down on the line as they're trapping or their toes are on the line, it doesn't impact on play and we wouldn't send the injector back to halfway.
So how would you manage this?
Again, I would talk to the trapper or the attacker at fault on the next available penalty corner and just remind them that they do need to stay outside of the circle until that ball is in play.
So why don't we penalise the attacking team in this situation? Why is there no impact?
Well, because in this particular case is a trapper, the ball is going to have to come to them outside the circle in order to start the play. Having their stick on the ground, their foot on the line, doesn't make a change for the team on where they're going to trap the ball.
Having established that it's not usually the trapper who's going to be in breach here, who is?
It's probably going to be our players in motion, our deflectors, not normally a drag flicker or a hitter because they also have to wait for the ball to come outside the circle.
Our offender is usually an attacker who is trying to get into the goal quickly. They mistime their run and they enter the circle before the ball has left. It's generally because the attacker is trying to get into the goal mouth quickly to play the ball for a rebound or a deflection.
We talked about at the start of the video and clarified when is the commencement of the penalty corner. That's when the ball is in motion. What we need to look at here is when is the breach occurring from the attacker. If the player grounds their foot prior to the ball moving, this is where we have a breach.
So Alicia, how do we spot this infringement? And then what's the consequence for these actions?
Generally, the player in motion is quite wide on the circle, so it is difficult to spot. It's a matter of having a discussion with your colleague before the game and how we're going to look for and then identify these errors. Maybe they're going to blow their whistle at the halfway, or if you're lucky enough to have radios, you could communicate this through the radios. You award another penalty corner, send the injector back to halfway, and the attacking group needs to come with a new player.
So Alicia, it's no longer the attacker who's created the infringement that goes to halfway?
Correct.
It's the injector?
Correct.
Is that where a lot of the confusion has happened this year?
I think so. Some people, in the confusion of blowing another penalty corner, may have lost that injector in the huddle of the play when they're focusing too much on that player who's made the breach.